Saturday's Breeders' Cup action kicks off with the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. And want to remind people, excellent sign-up bonus offered at Naira Bets. Earn up to $1,000, 10% of your action through Sunday, November 5th. New members only. Head to NairaBets.com for more information. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, you know what? They're running it out west, so let's start out west and let's take a look at Moonshine Memories beating Alluring Star and Petey Bianchi. Moonshine Memories was the best horse in this race. There's really not a lot to say. It's all sort of there. She was a relatively dominating winner of this race. She's undefeated. She's improving with each start. She showed there's no problem with the distance. They were getting a little tired late, but when you look at the final time and you look at the fractions, it was obviously a pretty taxing pace. Nobody was really closing. I think of the California horses, you want Moonshine Memories. She's the logical one. I just happen to prefer the horses that ran New York. I know, I got an East Coast bias. I do, except when I pick West Coast horses. But that's another discussion. The problem is that the East Coast horse, Separation of Powers, drew a lousy post in post 13. And the draws did no favor to Chad Brown throughout the Breeders' Cup. Separation of Powers easily beat Caledonia Road, who got no favor to draw either, drawing post 12, and Mayu Malibu, who just seems a little bit slow. My feeling on Separation of Powers is she's a lot better than you might give her credit for this win, and this win is good enough to win the Breeders' Cup. To me, she was a precocious horse with a lot of talent, so she showed a lot of speed early, but I don't think she's necessarily a speed horse, and I think she's truly a distance horse. The way she runs, you look at her pedigree. In this race to Frizette, she had settled back in a good position. Jose Ortiz did a great job of getting her outside of horses that she broke inside of. And she was sitting back in fourth or fifth, and she was going to probably be a few lengths off the lead. The 10 horse came outside of her around the 5/8 to half-mile pole and forced her to move early, and that's why she stalled a little on the turn. When she re-rallied in the stretch, she re-rallied powerfully. I think in this Breeders' Cup race, she's going to have to maybe use a little speed to get position, but she can be farther off the lead, and she can finish and finish well. I prefer Separation of Powers, but I do respect Moonshine Memories. I do, however, want to talk about the race at Keeneland, the Alcibiades, because the winner of this race, Heavenly Love, was a very comfortable winner. I thought she got a very perfect trip on a very soft pace. The horse I'm interested in is Princess Warrior. She's the number 3, and she drew very well, and she's going to be my second choice in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. Princess Warrior ran an impressive race to break her maiden with an 86 Beyer figure, a number legitimized by the second-place finisher. Then she comes back just less than 3 weeks later and runs in the Alcibiades. And she's 2 wide in the first turn, 3-4 wide in the second turn, trying to close into a paceless race, and I think she ran fairly well. She's got the 2-turn experience, she draws inside, and she has a fast early fig. So I think Princess Warrior might be the interesting long shot in this race. I really didn't see a lot of other players near that particularly interested me. I know Geo Game, the other horse for the Cassies, ran a faster race at Keeneland that same day as the Alcibiades, but I believe the track actually slowed down, as the figure makers suggest later in the day. I respect Moonshine Memories. Nobody else really caught my eye in here. I'm going to go 13, 3, 7, 12 in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, Separation of Powers, on top of Princess Warrior, Moonshine Memories, and the 12, Caledonia Road. Remember, 10% winner's bonus on all exactas, on all Breeders' Cup races you're playing on your mobile device, and you're playing through Naira Bets. A lot of great action on Breeders' Cup weekend.